know when I get tired, man, and I know I need to get loud, I get loud.
Now presenting Protein Farts Podcast, featuring Rick and Korey from NutriShop.
Welcome to Protein Farts, everybody, where every episode is a royal flush.
Is that funny?
It's supposed to be.
Okay.
Not there. Today's podcast that you're tuning in for is brought to you by Loud.
Oh, get loud, get loud.
Speak volumes with your energy drink. Be loud. Drink loud.
Feel aloud.
Bing! Oh, Ivy.
They better write that check.
Sponsored athlete.
Stans better write that check.
Sponsored athlete.
So, how's the week been, Korey?
Week's been good. My fantasy sucked. I got suckered into one of those.
About that
Oh,
sucks.
hey, that's all right. Hi-oh.
Oh, you're doing fantasy football.
Fantasy football.
Never done
Fantasy
that.
football. No,
Never.
sometimes not worth it. If you
I
really
don't have time.
I don't.
Pick this, do that, trade.
No. Plus, it makes
whatever.
you not focus on one team, and now I'm rooting for random guys, random flexes, and
Right.
whiteout,
It's all
wide
about the
receiver
money.
two,
All about the money.
and I lost. So,
It's treated.
so my fiance that the other day, I was like, I don't know how I got suckered into these. I get suckered all the time.
I was told I'm a heavy breather, so I need to make sure I do this.
Sack man,
Sack man.
Nick and Larry, what's up, guys?
What's up,
How you
fellas?
doing? You don't nod your head.
Sorry.
You appreciate us. Okay, thank you.
The camera
Hey.
goes.
Well, other than that, the week's been good. Business has been good. We're rolling here as usual. Got a challenge going on right now, so if anybody would like to join, we'd love to have you. The opportunity is always there. Time waits for no man, and this year is almost up.
Is that kind of what's the Pirates of the Caribbean? Dead man tells no tale? Is
Dead
that
man tell no
on that?
tales.
Okay.
Kind of like too much body fat and lack of muscle has nothing to say.
Oh.
Well, a little too aggressive? A little too militant? Militant. Word of the day, militant. I always have a word of the day.
You do, actually.
But we have a topic of the day.
Yeah, we do.
Okay? Adversity. Or what happens when you have a plan and life punches you in the mouth.
So the great Mike Tyson actually coined that phrase. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. Well, what does that mean? Life will punch you in the face. Okay? I guarantee it. So if you haven't been punched, get ready because it will come. And that's not a negative Nancy thing. That is not being a pessimist or being pessimistic. I'm actually one of the most optimistic individuals. However, life will punch you in the face.
You hired me.
I hired you.
Takes a lot of optimism.
So the goal or the plan should be is, are you prepared for that punch? Do you know what you're going to do? And the better prepared that you are, okay, it's still going to hurt, but guess what? The when you hit that canvas, might not be as hard.
I think our society might have an issue with adversity. Yeah. I don't know if we properly know how to handle it. No. And shame on those that are of my ilk. I'm 35. I'll put my age out there once again. Shame on those who are of my ilk who don't really know how to deal with any adversity. That's typically for our constituents below us. Obviously, we understand that generation had to, not to denigrate that generation at all. But as we've gotten year by year, as we've gotten older, I've noticed a lack of adversity. We're almost pulling it away from individuals, pulling away from children, from the youth, from young adults.
Yeah.
And trying to give as much as we can, almost hovering, almost helicopter parent. So much so that when they do jump into the real world, they don't really know what to do. They don't really know how to handle it once they face a little adversity.
No. And it's funny, I mean, obviously there's been a lot of civil unrest is maybe the wrong terminology, but there's been a lot of people out there voicing their opinion, which I completely respect.
Everyone's allowed. Free country.
Everyone's allowed. But I think it's funny, and I sometimes have a kind of a sick mind. The ones that have been hauled away or taken into custody, and they almost have a look on their face of, why is this happening to me? I just think it's really funny because, again, they weren't prepared.
There's consequences for every
Well,
action.
here's the thing. Exactly.
Every action is a reaction, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah.
But there's negative consequences, but there's also positive consequences in
Yeah.
life. But yes, every action has a reaction. And it's just hilarious when I see either the meme, the video, the news broadcast, and they're being hauled away petrified.
No.
And it's, yeah, it's just funny. But it comes back to, again, not being prepared for that.
Oh, man.
And, we've covered this in the past of the participation awards and those
Yeah.
different things. And I think that still has a big role in it because if you've not faced that adversity, it's tough when it actually comes upon you.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's going to happen. It's going to happen in life in general, but it could be a school thing. It could be a work thing. It could be a business thing. But it will come about. And the better you're prepared for it, and I'm not saying, okay, this is going to happen and such, but if you're mentally, spiritually, and emotionally ready to take that punch and fall on that canvas, hold on, better, a little better, because it will happen. So I've been punched in the mouth quite a few times.
That's why you're a good planner.
I'm a good planner.
You are a good planner.
Making very calculated decisions and risk. But it will happen because life isn't fair.
I mean, why do we save money? Why do we put money away?
Yeah.
Why do we Why do we shop at Costco? Why do we shop at Sam's Club?
Yeah.
Why do we get things in bulk? For
Why did we run out of toilet paper?
There we go, big one. And baby wipes.
Because we couldn't breathe. I don't know.
Yeah, no, because we freaked out.
Why did that happen?
What?
Why were people hoarding toilet paper? Did you ever figure that out?
I did. Well, I have theories for everything, but
figured it
I don't really know if I want to voice my theory out there. It's a topic for another discussion.
What I think is if we were all going to get locked down for 2 to 3 weeks and everyone still had to poop, yeah,
Yeah.
they had to wipe it up.
I mean, I use a lot of wipes, so it's protein farts, baby.
Yeah.
We're keeping it 100. I use a lot of wipes.
Yeah, you do.
No, I think the reason why we don't have a plan is because we always think we're batting 1,000. I think we always think we're doing everything that we're supposed to be doing all the time, and there's no repercussions because, hey, I'm doing the right thing all the time. I'm not messing up. I'm getting everything right.
Based against what, though?
Personal affirmation, okay? How one feels about oneself personally, okay? Unfortunately, that's not how adversity works. Yes, my own personal pat on the back. Thank you kindly, sir. Reality is, I think I'm an A student all the time. I go get my card no matter what.
If I turn in my own work, I'll turn it in.
But I get some C's and B's, and I'm like, Now, am I going to check myself, or am I going to go up to the teacher or professor, for those in college, and say, hey, you got this wrong. There must be a mistake. Yeah. No, there isn't. You got to C. You got to B. You didn't do enough.
It's what you did to earn it.
You didn't prepare. And we don't prepare. And I think the reason why we don't is because we sometimes think we're checking off every single box. I'll give you an example. You've always told me this classic line when it comes to showing up to work. Korey, you really shouldn't be late for work. You should plan ahead. You used to always tell me that.
Which means he is late to work sometimes.
Sometimes, yes. 30 to 45 minutes. Depending on where you live, you got to plan ahead. How about health? Let's talk about health issues. When a doctor tells you, you know what, you got this type of fungus, bacteria, disease, cancer, whatever, yeah. Do you take the necessary precautions to make it better?
Right.
Or just kind of write it out.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think as a society we're very reactive, and that's why we don't really know how to deal with adversity because we pretend the adversity is never really going to happen.
Yeah. And I know history can teach us a lot.
Yeah.
Obviously, parents, grandparents, but unfortunately, a lot of people are living by this thing, and this thing here is being driven by a lot of uninformed individuals. Maybe I'm not saying there's false information out there. A lot of inexperienced individuals. And from my experience, to experience, is that if you don't tell someone what they want to hear or they believe to be the truth only because of whatever research they've done, which again, there's a lot of good stuff out there, they completely write you off, even though they've come to a place that it's a place of business, professional. It's your job to know a lot of valuable information and solid information and provide that. But because it's not what they wanted to hear,
No.
they completely shut you off. And I know we always tie it back to the store, but it's our
That's
point
what we
of
do.
reference.
Yeah. It's
You
our
know,
passion.
The funniest line is, and we actually posted the other day, someone gets on the machine and says, your machine is broken. I don't understand that. Why is it broken? Because it's not, you're not getting the results you thought you were going to get.
It's broken just for that moment. Next week, it'll be better once the scores go in the right direction.
Exactly. All of a sudden it's fixed.
be
What
honest.
did you do to fix it?
Yeah.
But that comes back to not having the willingness to be punched in the mouth and deal with it. Again, just because you're doing everything you think is right doesn't mean you're doing everything that is right.
That is right.
That is right, exactly. The result or the next steps of the proof of that is everything. So you can't really lean on the friend or someone who doesn't have the experience. You need to lean on the individuals who have been there, who have paid the price, who have suffered the consequences, and maybe an individual, when they do get punched, they know how to deal with it.
I don't think we pie chart or graph our life enough. You know, I mean, sometimes when I'm working with some customers, I'll draw a circle and I'll say, tell me what you do all day. You know, tell me a normal day. And I'll start pieing it out.
I'm getting loud
How many
right now.
hours? Yeah.
Be loud.
I start putting it all together.
And that's really how you write, dude.
I do.
Horrible.
It's just
anyone who's seen Corey's writing, it's horrible.
I'm just doing this all day anyway, you know? Whatever. So I'm sitting here, I'm drawing it out, and I'm sitting here doing this, and I'm cutting it up into pieces. And I'm saying, hey, look, you see this little piece right here? Yeah, that's you doing everything right. Just a little bit throughout the day. You got 24 hours in the day, and you're only maximizing that much. How do you actually expect to see consistency in results? In order to be consistent, you have to be willing to plan ahead. Okay, you know you're going to see bad results. You know, we always tell people this when it comes to good results, and you're not consistent. A dead clock's right twice a day. I tell people that all the time. You can see if 6 o'clock, if the big hand and little hand stay there all the time, 6 p.m., 6 a.m. for 24 hours out of the day, two out of 24, it's going to be right. It's
going to be right.
Okay, but what about those other 22 hours? It wasn't right.
No.
Okay, but you didn't plan ahead. You know, we don't mind receiving adversity as long as it's on our terms.
Yeah.
And we typically love to have an excuse built in to either have a reason as to why we didn't make it instead of saying, you know what, I just should have done better.
You know, for me sometimes is I get in the car at, 8:15, 8:30 at night, been here all day, and I get mad that there's no gas in the car. Well, I didn't plan ahead.
No.
I didn't leave earlier enough in the morning to actually fuel up.
Yeah.
You know, to be able to have prepared for that. So I got punched in the face, and it's going to take me a little longer to get home. If I don't plan my workouts and I just walk into the gym, typically what? You're just going to do whatever, maybe not get your best workout because you're just haphazardly just walking around. Same thing with your food. If you've not prepared your meals, but you're on a meal plan that has to follow specific portions, well, I don't care if you go somewhere healthy to eat. You have no control how they're cooking it, first and foremost. You don't know the quality of food. You really don't know the portions unless you have your own scale. If you're a student and the test, and I was guilty of this, so I never finished college. You know, you have a test at 9 a.m. and you start to study at 7:30 a.m.
Yeah. That was me in college.
No, I'm in college and I didn't finish. Sorry to all you. Better? All right, good. See, that's why we got Sackman right here dealing with it.
I thought you were going to get loud.
So maybe you guys didn't hear anything I just said. Let me start over. Just kidding.
Because you're not paying attention.
But you're not paying attention anyways. Yeah, preparation is everything. So again, when that punch comes, and I'm telling you, we're going to say it probably 100 more times, you're going to get slugged in the face, and it's going to hurt. But what you do when you land on that canvas is really all that matters.
What is the famous John Wooden quote, I believe? Failing to prepare is preparing to fail.
So
that rings true.
So are you going to
So
lay
much.
on the canvas and cry? And I'm not saying crying's bad because if it hurt, shed some tears.
Yeah.
Are you going to roll over and just hide yourself? Okay, well, that's not necessarily any good. You've already been punched, and no one's really coming after you more. Or are you going to shake it off? Are you going to have a drink of your loud... implements.
Wifey.
And are you just going to brush yourself off and say, okay, that was a great lesson.
Yeah.
I'm going to realize what I did to get punched. Oh, defenses weren't up.
Yeah.
You leaned into it.
Shout out to Milo.
Milo and Joette with the belt.
Big win.
But what you do next is all that matters. Again, the punch is coming. But what you do next, are we having an earthquake? Or is it just me, my big body?
I don't know.
The studio's rocking. Don't come a knocking.
We're going live, baby. We're live. We're live.
So just realize what you do in reaction to it is all that matters. Because the punch is coming. So be prepared for it. Expect it.
Yeah.
The other part is not expecting
100%. Yeah.
Again, you have your head buried in the sand.
This isn't a perfect world.
Okay, I'm 50 years old. I have been punched. I know I don't look it. It's all right.
Ding. Ding.
But the reaction out of it is what has allowed me to become who I've become.
That's good. You plugged in loud. You said it loud.
He said,
I think anything's funny right now. I've been drinking my drink too much. You know what?
You drank?
Let's think of it like this. It is like a boxing match, okay? Every single time something happens to you, you get a standing 8 count in life. You get a standing 8 count. Now, you get a chance to get back up, collect yourself, figure things out on the fly. You're right, it's wobbly. Sometimes that's how life is. We're actually figuring things out on the fly. The problem is also, using another boxing reference, you get knocked down a few times in the same round, you're out. And that can apply to life. You keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different result, you're going to fail.
Yeah.
Okay, and we obviously do our best with customers in here to prepare them for the consequences that may come if they choose so not to invest into themselves and invest in the proper nutrients. We don't like playing the I told you so game. I hate that, okay? But I told you so. The reality is, guys, we don't give ourselves enough opportunity to do the right things. And I think it's important that we do.
the right thing.
Do the right thing. Spike Lee. Do the right thing.
Come on, you sing it. Sing about it.
I don't even know what song you're talking about.
Spike Lee, do the right thing.
I don't even remember the
Oh,
song.
I mean, it wasn't even Spike, but whatever.
Made that up.
I did.
Trying to be
Whole
cool.
thing. I am not cool.
You're trying to get cool points, though.
Yeah. Is that like the coins from Mario Brothers?
Is that what that is?
Yeah, the coins.
You're still trying to be too cool. I have no idea what you're talking about. That's the drink.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think it's important, guys. I think it's important that you do exactly what you can to check off every single box. And that, once again,
And you're not going to check them all off.
and we had a young lady come in today. That young lady that came in and she's like, did you check off your box? Well, no, I just don't. I don't really care. And
No,
it's not
she
that-
straight up said, I don't want to. In essence, she was saying, I don't want to invest in myself. I'm just going to come in, check one box. I did my in-body.
Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah, it feels good. But I'm not going to do what it takes to make a change. And I actually just gave her a very simple reference point. If you were to go to the doctor and they said you were dying, but if you do this, you will not die, what would you do? And she actually gave me a blank stare.
No, her answer was, I just like being informed.
Well, that was, yes. Yes, she did say that.
Yeah.
But the point is she gave me a blank stare, and it's I don't know. And we're definitely not doctors. We don't diagnose anything.
No.
But if your body is telling you something, why don't you listen to yourself? Do you realize what I just said there? The in-body is speaking to you about you. Why don't you listen to yourself? Don't listen to us.
Wise words.
But if your body's not, if your results aren't going in the direction you want them to go, or you expect them to go at the rate you want them to go, then listen to your body because it's speaking to you, and do what it takes.
Have a plan, guys. Let's have a plan. Let's map things out. We all have a journey. We all have somewhere we want to go, somewhere we want to be in life, whether it's making $1 million or just providing for a family.
Or just making it holla.
Yeah. Holla.
What the heck is that?
The reality is you need to be prepared. And obviously, if you're failing to do that in any aspect in life, in any facet of life, you're not going to see the results. Well, you actually see result, just won't be good. You won't like it. You know, and that's straight up.
And you can't complain.
That's real talk.
This is what you did.
That's real talk.
That was the old show.
Still the current one, too.
Still is. So, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Protein Farts Shazam.
YouTube and Spotify.
Spotify. YouTube, come on. We have 9 subscribers now. 11.
Hook a brother up.
Coming
Hook a brother up.
Coming up.
You know?
Whoa,
That's a
whoa,
call.
whoa,
Hey,
whoa, whoa.
Hi-yo.
Edit that. Take that out of your check.
Yeah, that's my classic line.
Take it on my check.
Take it on my check.
But yeah, do yourself a favor and honor yourself to make the plan.
Amen.
So when that punch comes, you take it, you go down, you bounce back up, and you're a better person for it.
100%. Protein
Rick,
farts.
Korey.
We out.